Welcome to Real Deal. I'm Tara.
And I'm Jazelle.
And this week we are covering The Monkey, the 2025 film directed by Oz Perkins, who you might be familiar with because of Long Legs, the 2024 release. Controversial release, I feel like, because everyone had such mixed opinions on that. The Monkey stars Theo James, Elijah Wood, Tatiana Maslany, Rohan Campbell, and Christian Covenry. And I just lost my train of thought. You have to edit that out.
All good.
Okay. When twin brothers Hal and Bill discover their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start occurring all around them. Jazz?
I liked this movie. I think that it was really funny. I thought that it was creative. I did have some qualms with it, but I'm interested in what you also think. Let's start with what we didn't like.
Yeah, I think to me the script felt really half-baked. And it felt like, I think Osgood is capable of more than this. And
oh, wait, sorry to interrupt you, but I also want to say that this is a adaptation of a Stephen King short story.
Yes, but Osgood wrote the script for this.
True. With
the original writer being Stephen King. And I just feel like there were a lot of creative liberties he could have taken if the fault lies on Stephen, then that's on him. But I just feel like it felt so half-baked to me. Like, the dialogue didn't feel great. It just felt kind of corny. And, like, I've never read the original adaptation, so maybe that's, like I said, King's fault. But I just was not into this. Like, it was funny. I will give it that. The moments that it was funny, which was pretty frequent, I was into. But the dialogue and the really drawn-out story about his father and, like, the family trauma, at moments it just felt so overdone to me. Like, there were just moments that were so unnecessary.
Yeah. I will say my boyfriend read the short story. He said that this is probably the most authentic adaptation of a Stephen King story. I've never read it. I'm going to take what he said with a grain of salt. What I didn't like about this movie is, honestly, I feel like, the dialogue was a little clunky in places.
That's the best word for it.
Yeah, and I think that it felt less drawn out to me, more than, like, unexciting at some points.
Yeah, there were moments where I was like, this scene could have been much shorter.
Right. Like, when I thought about it, I was like, okay, this does add to the story, but it's, like, boring in a way.
The funeral dialogue where they're sitting together after the babysitter dies and the mom is talking, I was like, lady, wrap this up.
Oh, really? I liked that.
It was really long.
I liked it.
I was like, okay, we gotta, like, wrap this up.
Yeah.
It's getting there. Like, even him being bullied in school, I was like, I don't know how much of this is relevant. Like, it's really clear. I think it's pretty clear that they're really different. You know, they're starkly opposites of each other. One's an asshole, the other's the nerd. Like, you pick up on that pretty fast. So, like, the random moments of, like, bullying, I was like, I guess. I don't know, you know.
I don't know. I appreciated that. I thought that it was... I could see where you're coming from. It feels like it was a lot. But, I don't know. I feel like it was like, okay, this isn't just at home.
Yeah.
It was also his environment around him.
Yeah,
that made him feel like hopeless.
That's a fair point. And it does lead up to him being angry enough at the monkey that he asks it to kill his brother, which is,
because of humiliation.
Yeah. And I guess that's important, but it did just feel like, meh.
Yeah. I gave this a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 2.5. I was true to my word. I gave it a 2.5, not just a 2.
I was thoroughly convinced that Tara would give this a 2.
No, I think it had its rewarding moments. I really like Theo James. He is so good in White Lotus, and I was very excited to see him, like, make more feature film, debuts and, like, have more moments on the big screen.
Yeah.
So, excited to see him there. Elijah was a fucking little freak, so that's always fun. You know? Can't hate that. But I don't know, this one didn't work as well for me as Long Legs, which felt so fleshed out.
Yeah.
And so maybe it is the fault of, like, the adaptation.
I mean, I will say this, and I will fall on this sword as well. I am not a Stephen King fan, y'all. I know that is sacrilegious. especially as a horror fan. I am sure that Stephen King inspired every single thing that I enjoy. I get it, you know, but I just, like, once I sit down and read his books, I just don't feel interested in them.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate it. I can appreciate, shout out to Maine. We love Maine. I love Maine. But I don't know. I feel like...
I like some old Stephen King. Like Thinner.
Yeah.
Thinner's goated. I really like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know? It is... I think the kids carry that movie on their back.
Uh-huh.
And I've never seen the original iteration. Nobody shoot me! I have not seen it. Sorry, Tim Curry. I've never seen the original It. My bad.
Oh, really?
No.
That's surprising. I
don't
watched
like
that in middle school.
I don't like clowns at all. So I don't know what convinced me to watch the newer ones, because I do not fuck with clowns. Anything related to clowns, don't fuck with it.
I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Huh.
Clowns, dolls, you won't catch me. I like horror in the long leg sense. I do not like it in the Annabelle Conjuring sense, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
You'll not catch me seated for that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
This has a 3.5 on Letterboxd.
3.5 is crazy. I feel like 3 is fair.
You know what? I think we have another Dune situation.
Oh, I didn't hate, like, this movie,
No, you
though.
didn't hate it, but...
I just was like,
The Gen Pop is saying yes, but you're saying eh.
Yeah, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It just felt... It was much longer than it needed to be. It felt like Cabin in the Woods, which I like, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to as, like, a rewarding film. Like, I don't leave Cabin in the Woods feeling like, wow, the beauty of cinema. Like, what a story. I left this and was like, sure. I could have watched that at home.
Tara, I think I recall your last words.
Shit in a butt. Shit from a butt.
She said shit from a butt.
Yeah.
This movie.
I stand on that. It was shit from a butt. But sometimes shit from a butt is, like, fun.
Okay. You know
like,
what?
sometimes it's not bad. Like, it's a good time.
Is it?
Sometimes shit from a butt is okay. Like, not everything is gonna be, like, Hereditary, you know?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be. I appreciate how funny this was.
Yeah.
And I appreciated Osgood's cameo.
A departure from Longlegs, which did make me want to throw up.
But I think something that Osgood Perkins does very well is integrate humor.
Yeah.
Like, what my boyfriend said yesterday was we walked out of the theater and we departed from Terra, and he was like that I didn't expect it to be so funny. And I said to him, glam rock superstar obsessed with the artist T-Rex who lives in a basement and builds fucking dolls. Like, literally comedy gold.
Yeah.
Let me in now, and it could be nice.
Like, no, it was fun. I think Osgood has a sense of humor.
He's so funny.
And I will say, like, in the hopes that you are never listening to this pod, Mr. Perkins, like, I don't know how I would deal with family trauma like that unless I would be laughing. Because...
Yes.
I understand why he always relies so heavily or is drawn to stories about familial trauma, because the way he lost his parents is crazy.
Yeah.
9/11 and then, well, AIDS and then 9/11.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I too would have to laugh, or I might crash out for the rest of my fucking life. So, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it didn't work for me. He's got another 2025 film coming out, I think, at the end of the year.
At the end of the year. And I'm excited to watch it. I do like this guy.
I haven't given up on him. You know,
I'm not wavering.
It's not a situation where there's a flop and I'm like, okay, I'm cool off that. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna give him another chance. Just like Ari Aster, like, you did make Beau is Afraid, and it did make me viciously violent because I wasted my time. But I'll be sat for the next movie, so I'll be there.
Right.
I'll be there, you know? It's okay. We can't, you know, have
there
a hit
have
every
to be
time.
haters.
There have to be haters. You can't have a hit every time unless you're like Jordan Peele.
Uh-huh.
In which you do have a hit every time. But not everyone's him.
No. And also, sporadic.
Yeah.
Sporadic releases.
Yeah.
And no adaptations, really, except for Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch Twilight Zone, you might be like a flop.
Yeah. I did watch a few of those, and I was like,
yeah.
I don't think anything beats OG Twilight Zone.
Dude, that OG Twilight
So
Zone was
good.
so good.
That kid that can make you disappear with his fucking mind scared the shit out of me.
The old woman that gets calls from someone that just goes, and then the phone line is down and it's at her husband's grave, literally terrified me.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
I love
mean,
the
Twilight Zone
Zone.
is so iconic. They taught that in English class.
Yeah.
The one with the aliens and all the neighbors are fighting.
Oh, Rod Sterling.
That was in the syllabus.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
See, there are good adaptations and bad
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, this is a better, I was gonna say this is a better adaptation than Wicked. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not sure that's true.
No, and I'd agree.
I'll think about
Wicked
that
haters rise up.
Yeah. I think I'm not a Wicked hater. I'm just, like, really lukewarm on the whole thing. I think it feels incredibly disappointing. As a theater kid, I'm very disappointed.
Right.
That's all that I have to say about that. That's all she wrote, folks. About all of it.
Go see The Monkey. It's out now. We saw it on early release, but as soon as it hits the Gen Pop, I hope you're there. See you in the next episode.
Shit from a butt. Bye, guys.
Bye.